Hey guys, Justin Rabinowitz here, Strive to Move. I want to give you 3 quick tips on the pull-through exercise. We're going to talk about your hand position, we're going to talk about your feet position, and we're going to talk about your hip position. So those 3 things we're going to go through to perfect that pull-through exercise. Why do I use the pull-through? The pull-through is a great rehab tool or teaching tool to get into a kettlebell swing or any type of deadlifting motion. All right, so let's get into it. So as you can see, I have a cook band set up on a pole right here, so obviously you can bring this anywhere very easy. Take the band also, you can set it up on a rig, anything like that. Just make sure you have a band that has a decent amount of tension, because this can be a good exercise to do to not only build strength and mobility, but obviously, like we said before, teach you how to do the movement correctly. All right, first thing, hand position. So I'm going to set up, I'm going to get in position. So with your hand position, what I want to see is your hands should stay very close to your crotch. What happens with some people is they go to sit back in their hinge and their hands drop. That's a squat. So check this out. I sit back and I drop my hands low. I'm squatting. We don't want to squat. We want to hinge. So my hands stay tall to my crotch, and I sit back through here and stand up tall. My hands are staying tall. Very tall. I'm not dropping down. So that's step 1. Okay. Step 2 is going to be the hip and the low back relationship. All right. So what happens with a lot of people, as they stand up in their pull through, they extend through the lower back. They finish hyperextended, and then their low back hurts. When people are hyperextending, what that tells me is that they're using their low back primarily as the main mover. What I want to see is that the glutes are the main mover. So when you finish, I want you to stand up and squeeze your butt cheeks as much as they'll squeeze, and that's it. That's when you're done. So this is how this looks. Here's the wrong way to do it, okay? So here's how we sit back and extend our lower back. No good. What I want to see is you sit back and then come up through and squeeze your cheeks, and that's it. So sit back, sit back, sit back, squeeze your cheeks and come through. Squeeze your cheeks and come through, okay? So that's going to give you a nice neutral spine. Make sure your glutes are doing the main job. All right, last thing is foot position. What happens is that a lot of people they think that this is like a squatting motion where they need to be a little wider or their feet need to be turned out. Now, this is good for a squat. Someone like me who has stiff ankles, what I do when I squat is I do turn my feet out and I widen out. But the thing with the pull through is that we're not using a ton of ankle mobility here, so we don't need to be that wide. This is mostly a hip pattern. So everybody, no matter what, should be relatively narrow, about shoulder width apart, and toes should point straight ahead. Because we're not squatting, we're hinging. So again, this is how this looks. So I'll come straight ahead. So as we hinge, can you see me? Is this okay? Mm-hmm. All right. So what some people do is they widen out and they're in this position. Now this is a squatting motion. We're not squatting here. This is a sumo deadlift. We're going to do a regular position. So instead of being here, my feet are going to be straight ahead and about shoulder width apart, and I'm just going to hinge back and come forward. Notice it's not a lot of knee and ankle flexion, so I don't need that much ankle mobility for this. So you won't need to be wide and widen out and feet turned out. Okay, so those are my big 3 tips. Remember, hand position, hip position, foot position. You get those 3 things down, your pull through will be really, really strong, which will get your deadlift stronger, which will get your kettlebell swing stronger. Very good. We'll talk to you soon. This is Justin Rabinowitz, Strive to Move. Thanks for watching.